Okay, so now we are here to this start this third chapter, and the name of the chapter is coordinate geometry. Okay, so some of my students have already started this chapter. So talking about the coordinate geometry. So coordinate geometry. What does the coordinate geometry? Overall, the concept of coordinate geometry. So the concept that you can have, or the idea that the chapter will give you, is on the how to locate the position of an object on a plane surface. Okay, so this is the concept. So every time when you are when you deal with this coordinate geometry, uh, the coordinate geometry gives us an idea of showing the position and the location of a point. So with the reference of a two line, and those two lines that you have is one vertical and one horizontal line. So here how you locate the object, or else how you locate the point on any plane surface. See, basically what we do is, we will just talk about the system that is given by a famous mathematician, a French mathematician, René Descartes. So this person, a mathematician, has given us this system, and overall, if you talk about the system gives us so inside the system there are certain terms that we are going to use to locate the point on a plane surface. Okay, so what does this system give us? So talking about the system, so the first of all, you need to have a plane surface, and with the which we call that plane surface as a Cartesian plane. So you can just see on page number 54. So on that page 54, it is given that, see, so Cartesian system is already there. So Cartesian system, so first of all, you need what are the things that we need in this system. So inside this system we need a number line. So number line is already there. So number line that you already have done in class 7, 6. Okay, so number line, the first we so it's given here. So we need a number line, and those number line. Okay, so on the number line, the distance from the fixed points are marked in an equal unit, oppositely in one direction and negatively in the other. So you already have done, and the numbers that are used in the number lines are called the integers, right? So you have negative integers, you have positive integers, you have zero. So these things are there in the number system. So when you talk about the Cartesian system, okay, so you need to mark 0 there, and the point from which the distance are marked is called the origin. So the point from which the distance are marked. Okay, so to locate the point on that Cartesian plane, you need an origin. Okay, so you need an origin, and there always lies origin there. So and which is marked as 0. So origin is marked as 0. So I'll just show it on the board also, that how the origins look like. And so beside that, talking about the origin, so we are going to use a pair of number lines, which is called as y-axis and x-axis, and which is also called one which is called a vertical line, and one which is called a horizontal line. So using these two lines, okay, so using these two lines, one which is horizontal, one which is vertical, which are crossed with each other in a way that it forms 90-degree in every section. So how we are showing this? So we are going to have one vertical line. Okay, so you have origin here, O, 1 2 3 4, positive side, 2 3 4, negative side, minus, so you have 1 2 3 4, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, and minus 4. So what I was saying is, this is called the horizontal line. And see, you have one more line, or you can say number line. So you have two number lines, one which is called horizontal, one which is called vertical line. Okay, so see why we are using, so these two lines, vertical line and horizontal line, so these two lines come in under the Cartesian system. So Cartesian system was first give us this system where we need to have these two lines, one is vertical, one horizontal, and which is perpendicular to each other, right? So this is the overall system that he has given us. So this is the system, and this man make us understand that how we can locate a point on a plane mirror. Okay, so if you mark a point, or if you just put one point on this system, which is called a Cartesian system, so you can just locate that point, and you can also give the position. So position, to read the position of that point, as a whole, the Cartesian system is used. Okay, so this is how he gave us the system. So one which is vertical, and so you have this 4 quadrant here. So quadrant means 1/4. So what quadrant comes from the word quarter? So quarter means 1/3. It is 1/4, right? So this is 1/4. This is 1/4, 1/4, and 1/4. So 1 out of 4. So this is 1 out of 4. So we will call this as a first quadrant, and this is a second quadrant. So you have first quadrant, you have second quadrant, so this is third quadrant, and you have fourth quadrant. So you have 4 sections given in this Cartesian system or Cartesian plane. Okay, so you have a point here. So if you want to locate, if you want to give one point, so anywhere in the out of this, the point can come. A point can lie in this 4 quadrant or on the axis. So there are two cases. Either the point will lie on any of these 4 quadrant, or it may lie on the axis, 2 axis. This is x-axis, and this is y-axis. So axis is also there. So see. So overall arrangement or the system, the Cartesian or the overall this is as a whole, we call this as a Cartesian plane. Okay, so this is called the Cartesian plane. So this is a plane. Okay, you need a surface. So a plane surface is there. So Cartesian plane is also. So as a whole, this is called the Cartesian plane. So all you have is this point where the two axes has intersect with each other, and we mark it as a origin. So origin is so origin always it is always used to mark the position of any point. So origin is used, and also see. So I already said that you have this 4 quadrant here. So 1 2 3 4, and the point can lie on any of these 4 quadrant. So besides that, you need to know is that, see, it's given in page number 56 also. So you can just go through that and read out the lines it has been given there. So the Cartesian plane, so overall this is called the Cartesian plane, and or it is also called the coordinate plane or the xy plane. So you have different names given for this Cartesian plane. So it may be called as Cartesian plane, coordinate plane, or the xy plane. The axes are called the coordinate axis. So this is horizontal axis and y axis and axis is there. So it is also called the coordinate axis. So beside that, okay, so all you need to know is that, see, it's given in page number 57.1 and point 2 are very important. See, the x coordinate of a point in its perpendicular distance from y axis measure along the x axis positive along the positive direction of x axis and negative along with the negative direction of the x axis. For point P it is +4 and for Q it is -4. So taking the reference of this diagram is given in page number 56. Okay, is the x coordinate of the point, it is perpendicular distance from the y-axis. The x-coordinate and it's always measured with the x-axis positive along with the positive direction of x-axis and negative along with the negative direction of x-axis for the point P. So as you can see here, see the point P is given there in figure number 3.11. You can just look at your book 3.11, figure number 3.11. So there is one figure given. So there is a point P lying on that quadrant, first quadrant. So somewhere in the quadrant 1 there is a point P. Okay, so point P is there. So the x coordinate of the point P. So x coordinate of the point P means these all are the x coordinate. Okay, so x coordinate, these are the positive coordinate, these are the negative coordinate. So the x coordinate of the point, it is perpendicular distance from the y. It is perpendicular distance from the y-axis. Measure along the x-axis, positive along with the positive direction of x-axis. Okay, see the x coordinate of the point, it is perpendicular. So this is the direction. It is perpendicular okay, so coordinate of x axis. Okay, see these all are the coordinate of x axis. So which is a horizontal line. So all the coordinates of x axis are also called the, see it's given there, f c sa. It's given in the book. You can just go to page number 57. The coordinate is also called the abscissa. So these all the coordinates are called the abscissa. So which are the coordinates? 1, 2, 3, 4. All the positive coordinates. 0 itself is a coordinate. So 0 comes with x-axis also and y-axis also. So 0 is also the coordinate of x-axis. So and -1, -2, -3, -4. So these all are the coordinate of x-axis. And when you are dealing with the coordinate of horizontal line or x-axis, you will say that those coordinates are called the abscissa. So what is the coordinates of y-axis are called? So 0 is there, so 1, 2, 3, 4, so my +1, +2, +3, +4, -1, -2, -3, -4, -1, -2, -3, -4. So these are the negative coordinates and these are the positive coordinates, and 0 is also there in y-axis also. So this is the vertical line and the coordinates of the y-axis are called the ordinates. See, ordinates. So it's given in ordinates. So it's given in a same book in point number 2. So beside that, the what is the what is the coordinates of x-axis? What is the coordinate of origin? So origin, uh, the position of origin is here, and the coordinates of origin is always we write as 0 and 0. So 0 and 0. So 0 for x-axis and 0 for y-axis. So these are the two coordinates of y-axis. So okay. So here you all need to know whenever there is a point lying on the Cartesian plane. Okay. For example, so okay. So I'm just make this blackboard little bit clear so that you can see clearly. See, so in Cartesian plane we will be dealing with the points. Okay, so the points, so if I just look at one point here, see, and mark this point as P. Okay, so what is if there is a question, what is the position of the point P? So when you talk about the position of the point, you can't just say the point is the point P is lying on the quadrant 1. Okay, that will be also correct. Yes, the point P is lying on the quadrant number 1. Okay, so it is not lying in quadrant number 2 or quadrant number 3 or quadrant number 4. The point P is lying on the quadrant number 1. But here you may have a question, where in quadrant number 1? Yes, it is lying on inside the quadrant number 1, but where in quadrant number 1? Can you just show me the accurate position of point P? Okay, so that accuracy is done with the help of the coordinate of x-axis and y-axis. So unless and until you don't know what are the coordinates of x and y, you will not be able to give the accurate position of this point. Okay, see. So how will you find the coordinate of x-axis and y-axis? See, this is the point that we are talking about, and it is lying on the quadrant number 1. So as you move this line there, so let this line join coordinate 3 of x-axis, and let it this point falls in between 3 and 4 of y-axis. Okay, so in x-axis, on an x-axis, the line has just the line is just meeting on the point coordinate 3, and this for y-axis, this line is meeting in between these two coordinates of y-axis, that is 3 and 4. So we can take this as 3.5. So how will you just write the coordinates? So we will write 3 for x-axis and 3.5 for y-axis. So point P, the coordinate of point P is 3 and 3.4. So this is the way of writing the position of point P. Okay, so point P is lying on quadrant number 1, but where in quadrant number 1? So if the question comes as where in quadrant number 1, so to get the accurate position of the point P, you have to show this coordinate of x and y, that is 3 and 3.5. So this help us to come to know the accurate position of point P. Okay, size 3.3. So given here 3.3. So some of the questions. So there are some coordinates given there for a points. Okay, so the name of the points is not given there, but the coordinate for x and y is given there. So all you have to do is you have to give the answer for which quadrant does that this following points lies on. Okay, so the first question you are given is -2 and 4. See, -2 and 4 is already there. So how will you show that -2? So -2 for x-axis and 4 for y-axis. So positive. So you may have a positive 4 and negative 4. So we will, negative 4 is here for y-axis and positive 4 is here. So we will go to for positive 4. So we are going upward, not the downward, according to this given planes. Okay. So actually there is no up and down. So we will doing this Cartesian system on a plane, but here if you just look at the thing properly, then 4 is on the other side. So positive 4 and negative 4 are on the two opposite sides of the axis. Okay, so we will move -2 and 4 is in here. So this point we can mark as point A. So point A, when you see point A, so point A lies on the second quadrant. So first, second, third and fourth, as I have already told you. So this is the second quadrant. So the next you have is 3 and -1. So where is +3? +3 and -1. -1 for y-axis is here. +1 is here and -1 is here. So we are moving down towards the minus -1. So -1 and +3 will meet here. So this is the point. So you can call 3 and -1 is there. So we can mark this point as B. So point B lies on which quadrant? Quadrant 4. Okay. So quadrant 4. Here we have this point. Next point B. So coming to the third one. So third one, as you can see here. So the coordinate of y is 0. So sometimes you may have y coordinate as 0, sometimes you may have a x coordinate as 0. So here in this case y coordinate is 0. So for x you have -1 and for y you have 0. So 0 is always there for any of the coordinate, any of these two axes, axis and y axis. The coordinate of 0 is always 0, right? So the coordinate 0, the position of, or the okay, so location of 0 coordinate is at the origin for x-axis and y-axis. So here -1 and 0 we will show where? We will show on the x-axis itself. So here you may be confused. So this point may be called as point C. So where is point C lying on this Cartesian plane? So we will say that the point C is not lying on any of the quadrant. It is lying on the x-axis. Okay, got it? So here is, you may have a little confusion here. So point C is not lying in any of the quadrant, but it is lying on the x-axis. Okay, or you can say the horizontal line. So this is the way of doing the, so I think rest you can do it. So you have +1 and 2, -3 and 4. So where it will lie? So you can see -3 and -5 is here. So -5 and -3 for the position of my point, -3 and -2. So this lies on the third quadrant of the polynomial, and 1 and 2 is this. So +1 and +2. So +1 and +2 lies in the first quadrant. Okay, so here is the, you can just make one beautiful diagram, or this as a whole, this system you can draw it on a graph paper. Okay, so next is you have to plot the point. So you this is already given here. So the table is given there. So so from that table it is given there. You can just take out the coordinate of x and y. The first coordinate you have is minus 2 and 8. The second one is minus 1 and 7. So likewise you can go on by showing 0 and minus 1.25, 1 and 3, and 3 and minus 1. So how will you just show this? So as we have already done in question number 1, so all you have to do is to just make you have to plot. Okay, actually number 1, in question number 1, so it is not given that you have to plot. The plotting means to make a drawing or to make a figure for the Cartesian plane. It's not given there, but for your convenience, for your practice, you have to do that presentation also. Okay, so moving to question number 2. So the first point that you have, the coordinate coordinate given for the point is minus 2 and 8. So minus 2 for x-axis here and for positive 8 is there. So we haven't able to write positive 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is there. 6, 7 and 8 somewhere you can write 8 here. So you can just come with this final position of minus 2 and 8. So you can just plot it on a graph paper. So likewise you can move to next minus 1 and 7. So minus 1 and 7. So minus 1 and plus 7. So plus 7 is somewhere just below this 8. So you can just show it here. Okay. So I hope this board you are able to see it clearly. So if not, you just bear it with the board that I have here. So see, so coming to the next coordinate, you have 0 and minus. So you have first 0 and another one is minus 1, 2.5 is there. So how will you just look at this? So you have 0 here at the origin place, is 0 is here. So minus 1.25 is minus 1. So minus 1 is already there. So 2. So you can just go with minus 1.2. So 1.2 is there. So 1.2 lies in between 1 and 2. 1 and 2. So if you just come in between 1 and 2, you will get 1.5. So in between 1 and 1.5, you may have this point here, 1.25. So you can just show it, show the point here, because x0 is already there. So you will move to minus 1.25 here. So this will be the position of this point. Okay, 0 and minus 1. So you can so it's because x is having 0, so you can't just show it on the point here on origin. Okay, so you have to look it carefully that minus 1.25 where does it lies on the axis. So that's it. So the rest that you have to do is to practice this on a graph paper. So use a pencil and do your presentation neat and with sharpened pencil. Use eraser and just finish it. Finish all the work 3.2 and 3.3. So those who have already finished your work, you can send me on the WhatsApp. And those who haven't started, you just start doing this. I hope this video will be helpful for you all to do this exercise 3.1, 3.2 and 3.3. So okay, so bye for now and take care.